Tonometry is the method used to measure intraocular pressure. It's the only way to diagnose glaucoma in veterinary medicine, which is an increase in intraocular pressure. However, it is also used to diagnose anterior uveitis, which is typically a reduction in intraocular pressure, and confirm the diagnosis of all other cases of reddened eyes, such as keratitis and conjunctivitis. It's important to remember that tonometry should never be used on fragile eyes.
When replacing the batteries, unscrew the battery compartment and remove the cover. Put in new batteries and then replace the cover and secure it with the screw. The next step is to turn on your tonometer. Do so by pressing the measurement button. The display will show a load, which tells the user to put in a single-use probe.
It's not.
To load the probe, begin by opening the probe tube by removing the cap. Insert the probe into the probe base, but avoid pointing the tonometer downward to ensure the probe does not fall out. Activate by pressing the measurement button once. The probe is now magnetized and will not fall out. The Tonovet can be used on dogs, cats, and horses. Press the right and left selector button until the display shows end. Press the measurement button, and while keeping it pressed down, immediately press the right selector button. The display should show cow. Press the measurement button again and scroll through using the selector button. Choose the correct species by pressing the measurement button once again.
You are now ready to measure the intraocular pressure. Do not use local anesthetic for this procedure. The Tonovet must be held at a horizontal position during this time. Hold it 4 to 8 millimeters from the center of the cornea. Press the measurement button once. The tip of the probe must make contact with the center of the cornea. After each successful individual measurement, you will hear a short beep. After the 6th measurement, you will hear a longer beep, and the final result will be shown on the display. To turn off the tonometer from the 00 screen, press either selector button until the display shows end. Press the measurement button for 2 seconds, the display will show bye, and the Tonovet will be switched off. When loading the probe into the Tonovet, avoid pointing it downward until the measurement button has been selected. When you are making measurements, ensure that the probe is not too far from the eye and that it remains in the center of the cornea. Also make sure to keep the Tonovet probe parallel to the ground and that you are not tilting it upward or downward.
Another way of measuring intraocular pressure is using a tono pin. Parts of the tono pin include the tip, the transducer assembly, the LCD, the LED light, and the tono pin activator button, as well as the battery. Before taking measurements, inspect the transducer assembly for any cracks, chips, or debris. Then slide the tip cover onto the transducer assembly, taking care not to apply the tip cover too tightly or too loosely.
You are now ready to calibrate your tono pin. To start, hold down the activator button for 5 seconds until DN is shown. Put the tono pin with the transducer facing down. After 15 seconds, a beep will sound and the display will show up. Immediately point the transducer assembly straight up and wait for the next beep, which should occur within 3 seconds. A properly calibrated tono pin will display pass. You are now ready to start your measurements.
Topical anesthetic must be applied to the eye before using the tono pin. Hold the tono pin like a pencil and line it up with the center of the cornea of the patient. Press and release the activation button once, and a beep tone will sound. Tap the corneal surface momentarily and the tono pin will chirp. You need to tap the cornea 10 times to get a reading. The large number displayed on the LCD screen of the tono pin is the average of the 10 intraocular pressure measurements you made. The smaller number is the confidence indicator, which needs to be more than 80. Shaking the tono pin or facing it in the wrong direction during calibration can cause improper calibration, and a fail screen will show up on the LCD.
There are a few common mistakes that can be made while taking a measurement. One of them includes not placing the device tip flat against the cornea. Other mistakes include using too much or not enough pressure while taking a measurement. Lastly, you want to make sure that the tip is in the center of the cornea and you are not holding it there for an extended period of time.